Hello and welcome to No Worries RVing. We finally traded in our Nissan Titan that we were having so much problems with, and now we have a new tow vehicle for our trip to California. We are starting out in Northport, Florida, and are trying to make it to Vicksburg National Military Park before it closes tomorrow. We've both been to Vicksburg before, as many of you have, but have never been to the Cairo Museum. The Cairo Museum has a Civil War Ironclad that was recovered in the 80s and now has its own museum where it is on display.
We're at a rest stop in Tallahassee, Florida. There's signs up saying no RV or 3-hour parking, I guess. But a lot of people stayed here overnight. It was well lit, clean, quiet, really. And we must have been tired because everyone slept really good. All these people stayed overnight. Here's the rest area. And this is our new rig, our new tow vehicle anyway. We named it Bruce because it's white like a big shark. And we need to set up the hitch so that it kind of matches the tow vehicle. We haven't had a chance to do that yet, but we're using it anyway. After a restful night at the Tallahassee rest area, we drove for roughly 8 hours and have finally made it to our destination. When we first rolled into the park, we found out that the Ironclad was at the other end of the park, and there's a separate visitor center and museum for the Ironclad. This Ironclad was named Cairo after the Mississippi River town of Cairo, Illinois. It was commanded by a Michigan native, Thomas O. Selfridge. The Cairo had steam-driven engine, armor plating, 13 cannons, and could travel at 9 miles per hour. The builder, James Eade, agreed to build 7 ironclads for the Union Navy with a delivery date of just 100 days of signing the contract, which he met. These are models of the Cairo. Today the Cairo sits in this pavilion that they built at Vicksburg. It's an outdoor pavilion. It has some really nice catwalks you can walk along to view the inside and outside of the ship.
It was stuck in the mud for over 100 years.
As you walk around the outside of the Cairo, you can see where they've got some of the old wood from the original boat that sank, and then they've added in some newer structural pieces to kind of give you an idea what it would have looked like. They do have the plans and a model inside, so it's probably really faithful reproduction, but it's pretty neat how they've actually restored this.
The Cairo's engines and broilers are among the oldest and best surviving examples of this type of machinery. So it had a steam drum, boilers, it had a piston, went up this, what's that called? Oscillating to the paddle wheel.
That's the paddle wheel right there.
This is actually from
This is a capstan from the Cairo. It's the original capstan that they found. A capstan is like a big winch that turns so that it makes the cannons and any heavy objects on deck and around deck easy to move around. There was only one cannon that survived and was recovered, and none of these are original cannons. They're original to the time frame, but they did not come off the Cairo. This is the bell that was actually on the Cairo.
These are actual artifacts from the USS Cairo, or Cairo, however you want to say it.
Well, the good folks at the Cairo Museum literally waited at the door, and then at the back gate for us to leave. We were the last ones there. We took a few minutes to stop by the National Cemetery, which is located in the park. It's really huge and it's impressive. But now we're on our way to Hot Springs, Arkansas, on our way to California. Hot Springs will be our next stop.
Mississippi River. We have left Mississippi. And we're entering Louisiana.
Mississippi is flooded.
Yes, and the Mississippi is definitely flooded down there. And sorry about the bounces.
Look at that.
Look at the backwater. You can see it, but it's definitely flooded. A lot of rain.